And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I always do. And I have my buddy here, Chris. What's
Good
going
morning.
on?
I don't think the
You
intro
just so-
played.
Yeah, it played. You didn't hear it?
Okay, it didn't show on my end, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys see the intros?
I was like, what's going on?
Technology sometimes has a couple of hiccups. Welcome to Focus Friday.
It's okay.
What's welcome to Trend Watch Thursday, when we talk
Oh,
about all the headlines and all that stuff that's going on in the news.
we'll get it
Adrian
together.
says
We're
we
going to get
saw it.
together.
It was you, Chris.
Yeah, it was me.
Kelly A is in the building. She says, "Good morning, good people. So good to see y'all. Good morning to G. G, I sent you an email if you happen to want to pop on later on in this discussion. Like I said, I want to add more people into the discussion. We'll have, Chris and I hang out for a bit in the beginning together, and then we'll bring on some people in the last half hour. Okay, so we'll discuss some headlines. Adrian says, "Good morning, Auntie." Gwendolyn is, officially part of the family.
Yes.
Yes. she says, she just saw it. Okay, great job. Hannah's in the building. What's going on, Hannah? Bryson is in the building. We do need to do a Bryson. We got to get you up to par so you can come online and share your Hollywood entertainment acting news, because that is what you focus on. And so why not give you a piece of this plot? I think on Focus
It would, be
Friday.
it would be a great segment.
Yes, I think Bryson should be on Fridays. We need to have
Yes.
a segment, like, 10-minute segment, whatever, to
10,
talk
15
about
minutes,
all
open us
the
up.
headlines. I
Yeah.
think so. Bryson, you let us know if you're okay with that. You see, we are expanding this community to be a part of this community, to be, it's no longer, I mean, look, it's great when, obviously, when I first started this whole thing, but it is good. It is good with Chris on. He has a definitely great flavor. And now, if you guys want to, we want all you guys to come in. Come on in. If you have something to bring to the table to some of these headlines and conversations we talk about on Thursdays and Fridays, come on. Come on in. We welcome you.
Come on in. The water's fine. That was corny. Sorry.
So Bryson says, "What's up, Ron? What's up, Chris? What's up, CQ family? What's up, RLP fan? I'm back home from New York, and we didn't get a chance to hang out, buddy. I'm so sorry. I was hoping that we would. I was running around. I had a photo shoot on Tuesday morning, engagement photos that I did, which I'm so excited because, I spent the whole evening last night finishing up the edits, and it is." When you look at young people, God, am I that age now that I'm saying those young folks?
Yes. Yes, you are.
I am at the age that young love just makes you smile. It just makes you smile. I mean, you also think in the back of your head, like, oh, they don't know what they're in for. in the back of your head because of that 60-year-old wisdom. But yeah, and it was really beautiful photographing them on Tuesday morning. That's one of the reasons why I went to the Botanical Garden.
I was gonna ask, where did you do it?
Yeah, we did the Botanical Garden, and it was at peak cherry blossom season. And the photos were excellent. I don't know if I can pop these on here, but I know he posted them on his Facebook, so I can definitely post them. I'll bring them up while we talk.
I have to say something about that. Like, I've noticed that. I mean, people don't hesitate now. Like, the moment they get a photograph, even if you just give them like a sneak peek of one, you send it to them, they're posting it immediately. They're not waiting. It goes up on social media real quick. I'm like, well, damn! I just gave it to you.
And it's so funny because I sent them out this morning, and I was getting ready to leave out the house to do my walk. I put in my 4 miles today. That's a great thing. And as I was leaving the courtyard, I saw them already on the phone.
All
Like,
of them, right? Were all of them up?
they're all up. They're all up on
Yeah.
the page. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can go to his page and check out. He is also one of my Patreon supporters and also a good friend. And I told Adrian, I said he's my other son. I said, but Adrian has no threats here. No threats to Adrian. I was telling Kenny this week. I told Kenny on Tuesday. I said I finally met his fiance, and we would just we laughed, we had so much fun and taking the photos. Let me see if they're up there. Oh yeah, they are. Okay, I can't share the screen. Okay, hold on a second. You can see some of these photos. You know, I'm not I mean, obviously I do some of this kind of photography. um Chris and Omar, these are the experts in engagement photography, but I think I could hold my own, so you guys be the judge of it. You can check this out. Here we go. So here's some beautiful photos of these
Oh,
beautiful
look
young
at the
folks.
background.
I mean, they were just so, you know, it was a lot of glare, but we were able to get some really good photos. And I am so happy. Where did that come from? Let me go back to where? Okay, there we go. Go in the opposite direction. There we go. He gave her the engagement ring, and we did some. I put some in black and white as well. He posted some of the black and white, and we just did such. It was really good. It was beautiful time together, and so anyway, that was my wonderful. Kenny is also, for those that don't know, if any of you guys are interested, Kenny is I always call him the genius, and he teaches young adults. Let me just put this off the screen for now. He teaches young kids, I should say, young adults, kids. He prepares kids for their SATs and to get into the top high schools in the country. And also he preps some of them to get into the best colleges in the country. So he does 2 tiers, 2 levels. And he had a record year this year. All his students made it to the top Ivy League colleges and the best high schools in New York. So if you need someone that's going to teach your students to get to the next level in their education, check out Kenny Tan. And he is on Instagram, and he is also on Facebook. So check him out. Hey, Trish is in the building. Elise, she says, okay, there's Trish. Omar says the Oz. Yeah, it's really nice watching young people that are in love. It's just, I mean, that's one of the things I love about going to Europe. When you're in Spain or you're in France, or some folks say France, if you're in those areas of the world, especially in many of the cities there, most people live with their families. So couples don't get to make out at home. So, and my European friends know what I'm talking about. They don't get to make out at home because the house is full. It has the kids, it has the grandkids, it has the parents, it has the grandparents. Everyone lives together in a lot of households in Europe.
Most places around the world live like that.
Yeah, same thing in Africa, as but this is very well. It's very well something I've seen over and over again in Europe. Is you see when you go to the parks, you go to the squares, everyone's making out. And you're like, in your mind, you're like, can't they just go get a bedroom? But then this is because then, in America, we don't see such public display of affection everywhere we go. And in Europe, it's quite common that you walk by a park, there are couples smooching, hugging, kissing, loving on each other. And maybe we need more of that in America. And we wouldn't have we wouldn't have such a deficit of people not knowing how to date and how
they wouldn't be so stuck up.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks in America.
And
they say dating relationships are at a low in America, and weddings are at a low, and they say because sorry, I got the knock on the. They said men don't know what to do. The women's complaint is that men do not know what to do when it comes to dating. They're just afraid to date.
Well, everyone's online and just swiping left and right and not making real connections. Like there's a trend right now for people to go back out into bars and start meeting people out in public spaces because this whole internet thing of isn't working for everyone.
Yeah, it's not. Trish says PDA, and she says also why we date. She said why we date women. Well, there are some
There
women
you
that
go.
date women. That's right. I guess they've thrown in the wrench, thrown in the towel, as they say.
We gotta
But
we gotta live up to the L, the lesbians.
yeah, but it's interesting. Hey, Lisa's in the building. Good morning.
What's
Good
up,
morning.
Lisa?
Derek is in the building. We didn't say hello to Derek. Derek T. Tuggle is in the building. And but yeah, it's interesting. So if you look at the stats, dating in America is going through a challenging time, and it's the men's fault.
I don't
Women
know
love to
about that.
date.
It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango.
So the stats say. I'm just saying the stats. So, and not to be controversial, but this is the headline day. So, guys, we have a couple of headlines, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask you to chime in. So, I'll put one headline up, and here's Adrian says weddings have been at a low, but I actually am officiating 3 this year. Love is on the rebound. Only 3. But yeah, look, see, my son, he's officiates some of these things, and he says weddings have been at a low. It is a lot of folks in America are not getting married, but not because they don't want to get married, but a lot of folks are just not dating. They're not even getting to the first part of the relationship
Well, so hold
creating.
on. Tris has a comment, which is actually really true. I see this trend happening a lot. I don't know if you see it. It's the second to bottom where polyamory is more popular with younger folks. Yeah, you're finding that people are redefining what a relationship is, and they're realizing that they're not willing to give themselves complete to just one person. They find themselves attracted to more than one, and they're getting into those type of relationships. So,
Yeah, that is
and
not. Yeah, I've seen a lot of I've seen that online too. A lot of polys.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
America is becoming a poly society. Adrian says, I don't know. The stats say lesbian divorces are higher than other gay marriages. So who is the problem?
You know what? Divorce is high in every population. It doesn't matter if you're straight, bi, gay, poly.
Um, it's
Um,
and America has a big divorce rate. I mean, for a church, sorry, for a country that says there's so much of Christianity, and the church in the church is just much divorce as outside the church. So it just shows you it's a societal problem. It has nothing to
well,
do with the church. It has nothing to do with it's just
I think part of the problem is that people feel pressure that they need to be married at a certain age, be in a relationship, have a child by a certain age, and like those stereotypes and gender roles just don't apply in current modern day society anymore. So I think
mm,
that's why you're seeing a lot of people get divorced. Like they feel pressure to get married at a certain age, and then they're realizing that all right, I didn't think this all the way through, and I didn't have enough time to grow and to do what I wanted to do. So that's where
mhm.
divorce comes in.
It's interesting you would say that because when I grew up, I obviously grew up in church, so everyone was required, or everybody wanted to get married because when they felt like they couldn't have sex unless they got married. So everybody was rushing because they were all heated up to get married. And I will tell you that most of my friends that got married, all in I should say all, but I can count on one hand how many of my friends, my peers, are still married to the same person that they got married to when we were all young adults in our 20s. And they're on their second or their third wife or husband.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. Um, some of the women were cheating, some of the men were cheating, and some just didn't get along. They just realized they were not compatible. And so anyway, how do you got are you Omar says not me. I was not picking on you, Omar. But really, most of my friends I grew up with, there are only a few of them I can count on one hand, not two, one hand that are still together from when we were in our 20s. So it's something to say about marriage in America.
Trish,
However,
what's Trish? Hold on, Trish. What's
mhm,
LTR mean? Because I didn't get that terminology.
she's a breaker for LTR. It's not a deal breaker for LTR. Not all want to be married. Oh, not all want to be married. Breaker for long term. Long term? Are you talking about long term LTR?
Oh, long-term relationships.
Long term relationship.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
long
Okay.
term relationship. Yep.
All right.
And
Thank
but
you.
it's fascinating. It is fascinating subject. However, I'm so proud of my son and his wife. They've been together for so long, and it makes me so happy. But once in a while, it happens. Once in a
Yeah.
while, it happens that someone finds a spouse and finds a wife, and they stick together. But they also, I think, marriage requires lots of negotiation.
It's work.
Um, it's work.
It's work.
It's
It's a
a
job.
lot of work.
But here's the thing, though, too. I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times too, if you wait a little bit longer in life to get married, you tend to know who you are a little bit more, and I
Mhm,
think relationships tend to last a little bit longer.
mhm,
I'm so glad I waited, and I mean, I got married when I was what 44. Yeah,
mhm.
44.
Yeah, you
So,
and I didn't get
huh?
married at all. I was going to get married. I got engaged, but I was like, no. And my son was like, yo, I don't like her.
Listen, it's not too late. It's never too late. Let me tell you something. You might turn around that corner and that person might just be there waiting for you. It always happens when you're not looking for it. Trust and believe.
I've been trusting for a long time. Bachelorhood is on me. Adrian says, thank
Listen,
God you didn't marry her. My
in all
son,
caps, in all caps.
he was young, and he says, "Yo, pop, uh-uh, And you know what I was so proud of him about, and this is the beauty when you really have a relationship with people, just because someone is younger, or is your son, or is your daughter, they do have eyes. They have eyes, and they have wisdom of their own, and they have insights that they may not. I always used to tease Adrian, because Adrian is I always, just like myself growing up, old people trapped in young people's bodies. Like, our mindsets were always like, all my friends growing up were in there. They were all 10 years to 15 years older than me. All my friends, for the most part.
You're awful.
Yeah, I was an old soul. So I hung out with the ladies and the guys on the stoop, listen to all their conversations. They were like, "Go play with your friends," and I'm like, "No, I want to hang out with y'all." But when you see that, yeah, Adrian's my adopted son. He's my, from being there, supporting, growing. So when you think about, and Adrian, when he came home, like, I mean, I remember when he came by the house and came to the house and said, "Hey, yo, dude, yeah, yeah, go ahead. I found my wife. I found my wife." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, really?" I think it was like 18, 17 years old, maybe. And but you learn also not to burst people's bubbles. You learn to just say, "Okay, just hang out. Just okay, just hang out." And now he's been with her. He's been with her ever since. I mean, obviously, more to the story, but it's so beautiful to watch them grow together. And it's truly, it's all about maturity. It really is
Mhm.
about maturity. It really is the insight of working together and understanding that with age and time comes change.
Yeah.
And Elise, yeah, Elise has been married a long time. Elise got married when she was 19 years old. Elise,
Oh wow.
You're on your 50th wedding, right? I think it's 50 years. Is it 50 years, Elise? even though most people think you're younger than younger than your daughter, your son. Yeah. G says, that's beautiful, Elise. My parents had 50 years together, married 51 as a couple. Oh, Elise is going on 50 years. She's at 49. He said, don't age her. I'm not gonna age Elise. No, Elise is she is a young spirit, and she's not old either, but she moves around and does her thing. But look, when you're married 50 years, that says a lot.
That's a long time.
You know,
That's longer than I've been alive.
longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
But it's like, marriage is, I always say, God, those that have learned the art of being together with their spouse, because I'm sure the 49 years is not 49 years of, picnicking and fireworks and flowers. And I mean, it could be, but anytime, look, we don't get along with ourselves.
That's true.
We don't get along with ourselves. So to get along with someone else, I mean, hello.
Yeah. So here's what I've learned in my 4 years of marriage so far. You pick your battles. Not everything needs to be an argument. And then just sometimes you just have to let things kind of roll off your shoulder. It might be a thing right now, but tomorrow it won't be. So just let it go.
You know who I had this conversation with? Gwendolyn. I think she said I think it was Gwendolyn. She was hanging out with her daughter. And yes, we have. See, Gwendolyn and I have these. We've been allocated through the universe, our children. right, G. So G has her daughter, and they were having the same conversation, and we were talking about it after, and yeah, you learn to pick your battles. You learn to pick the words that the topics that are some things you don't need to address. Some things you just need to move on. Some things you just need to say, oh, that's just who he is, or that's who she is.
You roll your eyes and you keep it moving.
Listen, I've been in a relationship, but
yeah.
But marriage is an interesting phenomenon to me. I think it's I mean, obviously I'm still a bachelor, like I said, and maybe possibilities are possible, but when it does happen, if it happens, I am in a much better place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Understanding life is full of ups and downs and challenges, and also the people who they are, and you come to the place in life that you accept people the way they are.
That is, I think what you just said right there is the key. And I remember Ronald and I had this conversation when we first got together. I said to him, look, I'm not here to change you. That is not my my job. That's not what I'm trying to do, because
Oh, we lost you. Chris, we lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go. You're back. There we go. We heard you. We lost you for a moment.
Oh, sorry. No, what I was saying is that, you can't change somebody. It's either you accept the person for who they are. And the moment you do that, I think that's half the battle right there. You know who this person is. You've accepted them for that person. And you've made the conscious choice to do that. Yes, Gwendolyn, silence can be golden sometimes.
But isn't that with any relationship? Think about, you have to use the same rules apply with your kids. The same rule will apply with friendships. There's sometimes my friends piss me off. I mean, not all of them, but once in a while they do. And you're like, but they're your friend. That's your buddy. That's your pal. And you accept people the way they are. And the older you, this is something that an older person said to me when I was younger. And I agree with it wholeheartedly, because I've watched it played out over time. Is folks, two things happen to people as they get older, as they age. They gain grace, or they become bitter. They have grace, or they become bitter. So when they get older, they learn to understand people. They understand relationships, and they understand tolerance. They understand they they're also, because they can reflect on their own lives and see their own failings, and so they take the same grace that life is giving them and they apply it to others. Then it's
Yeah.
the other folks, like Sister Mary, that hates everybody at the church, and she's angry. She's always got something negative to say. The kids are like, why is Sister Mary so mean? You know, people grow older, and because she's probably, she is bitter, but most of the times because they may have not lived their lives to their fullest. Situations happen in life. They haven't learned to embrace them. I mean, there's many, many reasons and scenarios, but
There's always a story behind
there's a
someone,
story
and
behind the
that's
bitter.
that's why sometimes I always say, don't be so quick to write people off because you
Yeah.
don't know what their story is. Just sometimes just asking how you're doing or what's going on with you can actually answer a lot.
Everybody has a Sister Mary at the church.
Yes,
she's
they
she's
do,
she's almost like Sister Karen.
and she's always either up in the pews, in the choir, or in the front row.
Yes, yes. Here's something Trish says as in the couple conversation. She goes, couples need independent lives. And I
Yes,
agree with
yes,
that
yes.
100%. My ex and
And
I, yeah, that was, yeah.
listen,
You
you
gotta have,
are you're married, you're in a relationship, but you are still an individual and you should live a life, try to keep up and have that some sort of life outside the relationship. You know, your partner cannot be everything to you, and you cannot expect them to be everything to you. It's unfair to them and it's unfair to you. You know, being able to get away from your spouse or your significant other for a little bit makes the heart grow fonder. I'll give you a perfect tip. You know, because of what I do for work, I have to travel. Sometimes I'm gone for a night. Sometimes I'm gone for a couple of days. Last week, I had to go to New York to go see some family members for specific reasons. And Ronald, he has to work. I have a job where I can kind of be anywhere, so I was gone for 5 days. Um, it's a good thing and a bad thing because even though I was able to go away for a few days, I was able to rest and kind of like recuperate a little bit. But it made me miss him even more. So when I came back, it's just like I have an even deeper appreciation for our relationship and who we are as a couple. But
mm,
we're still individuals and we still do things separately outside of one another. I think that's healthy.
so healthy. Holy moly. Now that I agree. Now I have never been married, but I have enough common sense to know that that is a real deal. Because like I said, what happens when you are the single person of all your married friends? The things they tell you is like, you're just like, this is a pretty easy situation to solve, but they can't solve it because they're in it. But again, a lot
Yeah.
of it would be if they just had their own separate lives, but yet a joint life. Like, you
Yeah.
got to, your husband or your wife can't be your all and be all. Like, I mean, obviously that's a case in a lot of, on a lot of levels, but you can't look at your spouse as your lifeline. Like, I can't
Your
live
only
without
thing.
them. Like, the only thing you live for.
Yeah.
You
What
gotta
happens
live for
when
more.
that person dies or goes away, or they decide that this is not working for them? Then you become a shell of a person. I'm gonna give you something, a little story and tip that I've learned. I've watched this. My mother and father have been together for over 40 something years because my dad is my stepdad. 42 years, I believe. Yeah, 42 years. We all vacation together. We vacation together as a family. They vacation together as a married couple, but they also vacation separately. My
Mm.
dad, as an older, my dad's been retired. They're both retired now, but when my dad first retired, whatever, he would go back to Jamaica for 3 months at a time. and that was a healthy way for their relationship to continue to flourish. So I know I've seen firsthand what it means to be a couple together, be a family together, then also do things separately and still maintain a healthy relationship. So it's really important for us as individuals to maintain some sense of individuality within a relationship. It doesn't matter if you're, a new couple, a couple's been together for forever, or a married couple. You still retain your individuality.
I would
And I
love
get
to
my
have a
soapbox now.
I would love to have a panel discussion
With couples,
with all of the married people, like Elise, Adrian, Gwendolyn, and yourself, Chris, and Trish, because you guys represent all different types of marriages, and you all represent marriages that are working, and all marriages that are, and you guys have these amazing liberty dynamics to your relationships. Like Elise just said. Lisa said, oh, let me put this up. She says, yes, Trish, they do. My husband and I have things that we do independently. I mean,
yeah.
and that makes sense. 49 years of marriage is not I'm in your face every single second, day, minute of the of life.
Oh my God, I go crazy. It's one thing
And
when we're going through COVID, but yeah.
good morning, Anthony. Anthony just celebrated his anniversary this past weekend. So
Hey,
congratulations to Anthony Rowland
congrats.
for his wedding anniversary. Um, Adrian says, I think it's happening, folks. I'm about to get invited onto TBD. I can die after that.
Come
So
on in.
I mean, what would be even interesting, how about this, is that I can even just turn it over to Adrian and have him be a moderator. He and
Well, listen,
Nancy.
I think that's a great idea though, as far as like the relationship thing. Maybe like on a Saturday, we just pick one random Saturday where we all get
Yes.
on, because we can do that on here. Have the couples on. We just talk about our experiences.
I would love to hear, because again, it's there's so many different types of marriages in our community that's represented. We have every type of representation of marriage. Well, not every, but there are some other marriages that probably would not condone. But
Ho-
but for the most part, yes, we have everyone related here. Good marriages.
Elise, I love your comment. We actually grew closer during COVID. Same thing here. My husband and I got married right before COVID. We got married January 31st, 2020. COVID happened March, and we got stuck to get locked down together. The best thing that ever happened for us.
Lisa
Outside of the fact that people suffer from COVID, but it was perfect for us.
Lisa says, I used to sneak out on the mornings because my ex would always want to come with me everywhere. You know why, Elisa? Because he was like, I got this fine woman on my side. I can walk the streets of New York. I think you lived in New York and Queens. And you were like, yeah, he was like proud to have you around. Look,
Someone
everyone.
said, do cats count? No, they don't.
That's Trish, because Trish, I knew that was a Trish moment because Trish loves her new kitty. She has a new kitty. Yes, I do. I do interact with the folks in this community. To me, this is not just come on and then leave and then walk away and don't talk to people here. Most of us do talk. Hey, Charlene, what's going on? Charlene's in the building. And Elise, yes. And I know Elise. Elise is like a true example of that kind of longevity in marriage. So hats off to all the married people in the building that are working it, making it strong, working it through the life what do you call it? Life challenges and the beauties of being together. Ah, good job. Good job. So back to headlines.
All right, yeah, my skin is itching because I'm watching the head. You can see me constantly looking over. I'm looking at the headlines for the Supreme
Chris, is
Court
there
was going
anything
on
you
right
want to
now.
talk about? I see. I first of all, anybody been following the Trump case? I obviously it was off yesterday, and Pekka. Everyone needs a. I'm a pecker. You're a pecker. Everybody needs a pecker. That's a good name, right? But have you noticed that Pecker got on the stand and said everything about Trump and what they did with this what do you
Let's
call it?
catch and kill.
Catch and kill. And do you notice of all the people, every person that has ever been on the other side of Trump has not attacked him, not on one word, not one word.
Because he knows everything.
Because
He's the one person that can really take him down.
Pecker knows everything.
Yeah.
He knows things that no one knows. And Trump was like, I get it. He said,
he's telling them.
I
mean, God,
it's amazing that he is silent. Like not a word, not one word.
He doesn't walk out of the courtroom and saying how he's a disgusting person, or he's this and that. Like he's keeping his mouth. Well, one, he can't say anything because of the gag order, technically.
Yeah.
But
technically,
even before that, he wasn't saying anything because he knew. I mean, this was a scheme that they concocted together. You know, when Trump was doing low in the polls, he would put people on the cover of the magazine with these outlandish stories and would tank their candidacies just like that. So I mean, he knows what's going on. He knows what time it is.
I just saw in here Harvey Weinstein today, just before we came on, about maybe an hour, maybe 15, 20 minutes before we came on this morning. Harvey Weinstein's was overturned. His
I heard that
it was overturned this morning in New York, the New York Supreme Court. The New York Supreme Court of Appeal. So he is, but at least he's still up on charges in California. So he's still got to serve time. But in New York, he will not be serving time. He will not. He is free to go. See here. Also in the headlines, did you follow yesterday with the 11 Arizona fake electors, 7 Trump allies indicted?
Giuliani, another indictment for him.
Oh, another one. Holy moly. What's good about first of all, if you haven't gotten a good laugh this morning, check out Morning Joe on this subject. It was hilarious this morning because no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming for Arizona. Arizona's been in the news a lot.
Yes, they have.
They've been in the news a lot. And but yeah, you sit down and say these fools. I mean, and not like the Georgia case. The Arizona case is such a shut and close deal because not only is it alleged, but you actually see them on tape. They're on video. They are saying, look, we're going to do this. We're making this happen. And they film themselves and they're excited. And then they post it. Not only did they film themselves, they posted what they were doing as the fake electors of Arizona.
Hold on. So let's be clear. We've known from the very beginning the people that follow Trump are not the brightest crayons in the box. This is just a perfect example of that.
I mean, is that crazy or what? You are scheming, but yet you are videotaping your scheme and then post it. Well, I think this is what's crazy though is that we're like saying this is such a open and closed case. Why hasn't this been like the first case to go before the courts?
Well, I think part of it is the fact that you have to look at the state itself, and then also, I think people want to make sure they have all of their facts and their ducks in a row before they bring these cases because they see what people are doing when these cases come up. They'll find everything to delay, delay, delay. What's
This
the comment?
is Shirley. She says they all are a few fries short of a happy meal.
That too. That too.
Thank you, Shirley.
That one tickled Ron.
That is hilarious to me. Sorry.
Okay, Shirley, she got the cool points for today.
Charlene, that was excellent. I gotta keep my composure. Oh gosh. Anyway, moving around. Chris, take the next headline.
All right, so
What
look,
else is out
the next
there?
big topic is still dealing with Trump while Ron gets himself together. Supreme Court may not totally resolve whether Trump is immune. So, of course, the immunity case is being discussed right now in the Supreme Court. There's oral arguments going on, and it looks as though the Supreme Court might actually not decide this case. They're
Yes.
kind of like they're almost kind of like giving Trump a pass. It seems like some of the questioning that some of the judges are asking are like, one of the questions about 7 minutes ago, Alito asked if Trump is being treated unfairly. What else? Let's see. Kavanaugh asked if the creative prosecutor could go after former presidents with the same charges Trump faces. So it's like they're trying to give Trump's attorneys like they're probing them, kind of even giving them the questions that they should be asking in a way.
Yes. And for those that don't, if you want to hear it, it is on right now live.
Yeah, you can listen
so
live.
You can check out the Supreme Court's.
It's muted here for our show purposes,
Right.
but you can listen to it live.
But we all know it doesn't make any sense in common sense that the president can get away with anything. Just it doesn't. The reason why I think it was Patrick, what's his name? Patrick, that talks about the government, and when we finally have lost our king, we get rid of George, and he says we don't have a king. We don't have a king. The reason why we left England is because we don't want a king. And it doesn't make sense that this is even before the courts. I really don't think, I think this should have been just thrown back and said, you know what? This is ridiculous. But what do you guys say about it? What are you guys thinking about? What do you think? Patrick Henry, thank you, Trish. My brain is still squashing around because of that. I couldn't get the French fries out of my head. So sorry. Oh man, that was priceless. Yeah, but Patrick Henry. Yeah.
Elise, this case is bigger than Trump. Absolutely. It really starts to set precedent for future presidents and past presidents. I mean, presidents can't do whatever they want. If that's the case, then they could just why there's no need for checks and balances then. Like,
yeah,
it defeats the
purpose?
whole structure of government.
And you sit there and say, now if they really believed in this, then you would think they are saying to Biden right now, you can do whatever you want.
Go ahead.
You can do whatever you want. And it's kind of strange to be able to say that when you are, because if could you imagine if Biden said, you know what, we agree with the Trump people, we're going to assassinate Trump.
Well, now if that was the case, then why are they having Trump tried? Just put him in jail. Like, Biden will say, all right, you know what? He's my political opponent. Just put him in jail because I can do that.
They don't believe this because if they did, they will say Biden can do it. And if tomorrow morning Biden woke up and said, you know what, I'm just going to
Lord
put
have
Trump in
mercy.
jail because I can, because I'm president.
The world would be coming to an end because the
The-
Republicans would scream bloody murder. But yet, so
yes,
you just said he could do whatever he wanted. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's one of those cases where you can't.
it's crazy. Like they say, you have a right to your opinion, but you do not have the rights to your alternative facts.
Yes.
Ah, nice one, America. Dr. Tachi's in the building. What's going on, Dr. Tachi? She is here. And can we say again? We're gonna always give Dr. Tachi a shout out, and I am gonna give another shout out to Dr. Tachi because I think flowers, because she and her Indie Soup
Media.
are now moving towards 5,000 subscribers. They crossed the 4,000.
Listen, it's averaging about 1,000 new viewers or subscribers on the YouTube channel every week. This is week 5. And when this channel launched, I think it might have had like 100 and something, or maybe 200.
I remember when it was just 48. I remember when it was just 48 subscribers.
It is currently at 4.34 thousand followers. That is insane growth in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, people. So it'll be no surprise if by the time we turn around next week, Monday, it's back up to 5,000. Gwendolyn's
in the building. I said, look, she knows what time it is, but I got her in here.
Come on,
Auntie. Come on, Auntie Gwendolyn.
This is my leading partner for Fridays. I love her.
Auntie's in the building.
Friday night.
What do you have to say, Gwendolyn?
Say it again.
What do you have to say?
Can I just go back to Chris's comment? Because Friday is where it's at, and it's definitely on Indie Soup Media. Can I just say that?
Yeah,
like that's it.
Yes, we are there.
Like from like the entire lineup on Friday nights is where you want to be. I'm just saying. So
I'm in agreement.
I think I started off.
Yeah, you do start us off. You started us off at 6 o'clock. You're the 6 o'clock lead for everybody.
So we lead it. So if you guys are not following Indie Soup, you need to get on YouTube and log into YouTube. Subscribe. Obviously, subscribe here. Subscribe. Please subscribe. If you're listening on Instagram, get your butts over here to our YouTube channel. Stop observing from Instagram. There's nothing going on Instagram. Can't be saved. Can't be held. Can't be shown. But yes, Indie Soup Media has been doing so well, and Dr. Tachi has worked so hard to get this media platform going. Mm-hmm. And for 5,000 people, almost 5,000 people coming up on 5,000 in 5 weeks, that is nothing to like say, oh, that's an easy task.
No, it's not.
In today's media world. So we are honoring you, Dr. Tachi. We love you for what you do. And again, just like we had yesterday, we had Nelson on here, Nelson Soto. If you missed that interview from yesterday, you need to go and catch the replay. And if you enjoyed it, hit this like on that thing. And also you can pass it on, share it with your friends. But just like Dr. Tachi, Nelson is the same way, or vice versa. The 2 P's of the pods in this mindset is that their focus is elevating others. Dr. Tachi don't have to do this. She don't have to do this. Doesn't. She can just stick with her students, do her thing, do a little private lives here and there. But she continues to reach out and elevate all of our platforms. And there's so many cool folks on Indie Soup Media. So anyway, Gwendolyn, what do you got to say?
So yesterday, if we can just stay on Indie Soup Media, there was such amazing stories told yesterday. And I said it before, it does not escape me the fact that Dr. Tachi has provided a platform for a host of creators to share these stories. And I mean, we are talking some serious stories here. And I think to myself, content, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm not that person, but I will sit still for these stories. And the interactive chat just adds to it.
Yes.
It's a blessing. I don't we may not recognize it until like further down the line, but this really is a blessing. And I know we have said thank you and showered her, but it cannot go unnoticed time and time again. And we talk about it, but it's really amazing what she has done and is continuing to do for a host of creators. So yeah, it was great yesterday as well.
So we're on there. We had the great interviews, great conversations,
Yeah.
so many cool people. It is worth it. It is worth watching. And you learn some interest. I mean, Chris yesterday with our what was her name? Chris
Sabra Johnson. Sabra.
Seda.
Yeah.
Woo!
Sabra. Yeah.
Sabra was on. I love me some Sabra. And that was so good yesterday. And talking about fashion and her platform, and now she has her YouTube channel. This is the age of YouTube and starting your work and putting your work out there into the world, because everyone has a voice, and those that have a voice and are willing to share their voice, it takes guts to be on these platforms. It takes, it takes work, a lot of work to build content, to do this stuff. But when you look at those folks doing it, it's amazing. Go ahead, Chris.
Can I say something about last night? What Gwendolyn made mention about how we will all watch in the live chat on YouTube while the shows are premiering. Now, here's the thing: when I do these interviews with people, they don't actually see the interview until it actually airs. So it was really nice to have Sabra actually watching with us last night, because she was like, "Oh, I'm so nervous." I'm like, "There's nothing to be nervous about." I mean,
you already did it.
She hadn't seen it put together and how it was, how it came off. And it was such an interesting conversation. I did the interview, I edited the interview, and I put it together. But there's something about sitting back and watching on the big screen, and then also interacting with everyone that's watching it, because people will see something differently that you might not have taken from it. And then what I loved was, when she brought up the fact that, she has her YouTube channel, everyone in the chat said, "I'm subscribing now." They literally subscribed while we were in the live chat. Even I did, because I didn't know it was up yet. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was up yet. So like the power of this medium and being able to engage with people, after the fact, it's palpitating. And I just love it. I look forward to every Wednesday and Friday night. And here's a little teaser. The promo came out for Friday's show, and there'll be another promo tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you who the guest is. It's in there, but you want to tune in. This person, you're going to see another side of them. And if you don't know, you're going to know, and you're going to learn. So tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. on the Indie Soup Network for Safe Space.
Yes, indeed. So be surprised. It's going to be an amazing. Like I said, the lineup is just absolutely priceless. The people wonderful, and folks really work hard to make things happen, so that way they can be a blessing to others. Again, they don't have to share their lives with you, and no one has to be on these platforms to kind of like give insight and awareness to different topics or headlines or whatever's happening in the world. This is, for most of us content creators, it is a gift of love. We do this because we love the people that we're around. We love the people that come and visit and shine in and chime in. And I mean, some of you guys throw out great ideas, and, and we three of us, we work together on so many thoughts and mindsets. And so it's just good to be a part of community. One, all of us are in this YouTube media community together. But we're also all content creators and helping to be a blessing to others. And that is so rewarding. And so thank you, Dr. Tachi. We love you. We love you so much. And but anyway, we're gonna start closing in, because should we be saying those love hearts? Can I do that with my since I do have an Apple computer? Gwendolyn. No, sorry.
Don't start it. Don't start it today. Today ain't today. Today not gonna be today, Ron. It's not gonna be it. I've been doing really well. I got on the guest filter, so I'm not gonna do it.
So, Gwendolyn, do you have any shows coming on today?
I don't have any shows coming on today. Tomorrow my topic. So 2 topics. So Girl Listen is the topic there is, I know you're not talking about me, and I know it sounds one way, but truth be told, I'm oblivious to a lot of people's conversations and thoughts. So when people say stuff, it's like, well, I know they're not talking about me because nobody talks about me, right? And it literally goes over my head. Sometimes we'll say simple. They're like, no, I'm talking about you. It's like, oh, you got to tell me because I wouldn't have noticed. So that's that. And then Friday night, we are going to talk about how we're not for everyone. So those 2 things go together just by chance. But we are not for everyone. I am fully aware that I am an odd duck. But I love this odd duckness. I love it.
There you go. And Chris, do you have anything? You already shared your point. What we're gonna be doing tomorrow? Surprise. You got your surprise there. So, guys, this is it. We're gonna kind of sum it up here. Tomorrow's our Focus Friday. We did a couple of headlines today. I mean, it was really good just have a conversation. Our water cooler talking about marriage and friendships and who could forget those fries. I won't forget those fries for the rest of the day. I may be interested in going to get some fake fries from McDonald's.
Not fake fries.
They are fake fries. They're not real. You can literally light them on fire. Literally, you can take a match and light. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let that go. Right? Sorry, McDonald's. Didn't mean to insult you. But that was priceless. That was a priceless moment. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, and we will go. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Focus Friday, so make sure you, Adrian. Are we going to get fries today? Sorry, I'm on my way to Adrian's. So tomorrow is Focus Friday, so make sure you come with your favorite Instagram accounts, your favorite YouTube accounts that you love, so we can share. Okay, guys, and so we'll see you tomorrow. How about that? Love ya.